We'll call to order for the Finance Committee meeting. Mr. Oliver, can you do the invocation and pledge?
Bow our head. Dear Lord, bless this great country, bless this great state, bless this great parish, and bless all the members of this board to make the right decision for our constituents. And most of all, Lord, bless all the armed forces service members that protect us here today. Thank you. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we are missing Mr. Blaine and Mr. Turner. There's no additions for the chair. Anyone wishing to speak on an item should sign in on one of the red or green forms and turn it in to the secretary now. All right, general business 5A. Approval of a cooperative endeavor agreement with Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank to provide partial funding for the aiding and supporting of needy citizens of the parish. Ascension Parish government will provide $2,500 for the 2025 fiscal year.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Chase. Second, Mr. Dennis. Any questions or comments? B, you got it easy tonight. Approval of extension of 2024-2025 Ascension Parish Government Healthcare Services Professional Liability Insurance Policy with Iron Shore from 7/1/2025 to 7/18/2025 in the amount of $11,955.
Motion approved.
Motion, Mr. Chase.
Second.
Second, Mr. Todd. You got it easy tonight, too. A question?
The rates affected is the same, or?
Yeah, it's the same daily rate that is for the normal policies extended for these 17 days. And we'll be bringing you all the actual renewal of everything on the 17th at that meeting.
All right, thank you.
All right. Approval to proceed with the introduction of ordinance to update Lamar Dixon Expo Center rental fees. Mr. Kyle,
I have a motion to approve.
motion by Mr. Chase, second by Ms. Pam. Any questions? Nope. Mr. Todd.
I guess this would be an administrative question. Where did we get the numbers for the payment schedules? I'm just curious.
For the increases?
Yeah.
I called around the state, I called around some of the venues that are similar to us in the region, and just kind of took industry standard.
Okay. Gotcha. That's all I need. Thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Oliver?
Kyle, I'm only looking at the RV rental rate. I mean,
Yeah, no, that's the biggest increase, right?
I mean, that's,
So let me tell you about that. So
yeah.
when the parish kind of took over in 2005, so Miss Mary Lee and Mr. Bill built it in 99, and the parish kind of took over as a rental of it in 2005, and ended up purchasing it in 10. One of the things that was kind of understood was that we weren't going to compete with the private sector, right? We're the public, we shouldn't compete with the private sector. This kind of puts us ahead of the private RV locations in the parish, so that we're not below those guys, give those guys a little bit more of a fair shot to get some of the business. And we just haven't updated in enough time. That's why it looks like such a large increase.
Okay, no, I'm glad you're stating it that way. So we're trying not to be in competition.
No, we want to be the most, like, I hate to say it like that, but most expensive. We want to be the highest price so that we're not undercutting the guys that are trying to make their house note with this stuff, right?
Thank you very much for that info. Thank you. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Motion. Did I get a second?
Yeah.
I just got a quick comment.
Go ahead, Mr. Chase.
No, and just for the record, this is our first rate increase in 8 years on
It
anything
is.
at Lamar.
It is. And we try, look, nobody wants to go up on their rates. We're trying to be as competitive as we can as far as bringing in events. Lamar Dixon, we're a service to the businesses around us, right? So we're supposed to be an economic engine that fills the hotels, fills the shopping, fills the restaurants. That's our purpose. And we would love to be as low as possible to help get those events in. Unfortunately, we have to also operate as close to break even as we possibly can to keep this off the parish dime. And so in order for us to do that, we haven't gone up in 8 years, but every expense I've has gone up tremendously over the last 8 years.
All right, any other questions or comments? Mr. Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I actually support your reasoning here. From what I understand, I think they have an RV park that's looking to build right down the road already anyway. Anytime the private sector can improve and we don't take that away from them, I actually agree with it, so thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? All right, item B, send to council.
Thank you.
Thank you. Approval of renewal of legal services contract with Butler Snow LLP to represent the parish in legal services in connection with the proposed creation of infrastructure development districts and/or economic development districts. The compensation to provider shall not exceed $70,000. Motion, Mr. Todd, second, Mr. Chase. Any questions or comments? Yes, Mr. Oliver.
This is the economic development on the east.
This is, the parish was setting up economic development districts, and they're a consultant that assists when we're doing that. Now, what has come up, or what will come up in the future, I don't know.
Okay.
This is just to handle that if it does come up.
Okay, just for the scope of that, drafting up the
Sure.
scope of those
Yes.
things. Okay, cool, I'm good with it, Chairman.
Any other questions, comments? All right, be sent to council. Approval of amendment number 3 to the master services contract with Clean Earth of Alabama, Inc. for household hazardous materials collection. This amendment is to increase the total amount of the contract by $150,000 for a new not to exceed amount of $286,502.35.
Second.
Who did the motion? You, Mr. Joel, and second. And we got two questions. Mr. Brett.
So what are we adding on here?
So it's not actually an addition. What happened is this is a 2-year contract. It was budgeted for in '24, and it was left out of the budget in '25. So when our springtime event was finished and we went to pay the bill, we discovered it. So now we're just asking to bring it up to date. So each year, we run about 70, 80,000 for a spring event and 60 to 70 in a fall event.
Any other questions? All right, item B sent to council.
Thank you.
Approval of amendment number 1 to the master services contract with Delcon LLC for maintenance of parish generator fleet. This amendment will increase the total amount of the contract by $200,000 for a new total contract amount of $400,000 for the 2-year term of this contract. Total contract amount may be shared by more than one provider.
Motion.
Motion Chase, second Mr. Dennis. Any questions or comments? Item be sent to council. Approval of amendment number 1 on master services contract with Total Energy Solutions LLC for maintenance of parish generator fleet. This amendment is to increase the total amount of the contract by $200,000 for a new total contract amount of $400,000 for the 2-year term of this contract. Total contract amount may be shared by more than one provider. Motion, Mr. Chase. Second, Ms. Pam. Any questions or comments? Item be sent to council. Approval of amendment number 1 and a master services contract with Joey Thibodeau Drain Cleaning and Plumbing LLC for water leaks and distribution repairs for the PUA. The compensation to the provider for these services shall be according to Exhibit A, and is hereby amended to include an increase of $25,000 for a new not to exceed amount of $79,999 through December 31st, 2025. Motion, Mr. Oliver. Second, Mr. Brett. Any
I
questions?
just have one question for Mr. Chase.
Yes, sir.
And, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, look, so do we normally, outsource some of our maintenance or water leaks? Is this something that we've been doing for a while?
Yes. We've been, we've been doing it probably the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay, I was not aware of that. Okay, I mean, how's it, is that kind of a employee, not
We
having
haven't
enough
had the
employees?
staff, we haven't had the staff to do it.
Okay.
Here recently, we haven't been using it for the last 2 or 3 months because we had a couple extra people. That hasn't worked out. We've budgeted to hire people this year, and that hasn't worked out either. We're interviewing again, we're posting a job again, as I got the email today. We're trying to hire people qualified to do these repairs. Unfortunately, you have emergency, it's got to be maintained 24/7.
Right.
And we don't always have enough people to do that. This addition to the contract will primarily be for pretty much emergencies. We don't plan on going through this much. I think last year we did almost 200,000 with him. And we're hoping to keep it under 100 this year.
Just out of curiosity, does it seem like like the return is there to where if you're having trouble filling, the permanent employee positions, that you expand this?
We have in the past, but the direction we were trying to go into was to hire people on staff to handle it, and to put them on call.
Okay.
So that we could handle emergencies after hours.
Okay. I'm good, Chair.
Mr. Oliver?
Have we, basically worked with the city on the permit process, like with the roads and stuff that we done? Have we cleared that up, understanding how that process will work with Mr. Joey, the city, and us?
As far as I know, yes, it has been. If, a lot of cases, I'll go get the permit for our work, and if I don't have somebody or I'm not available, Joey's guys will pull the permit for it to do streets and sidewalks.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we don't have the incident with the
Yes.
mayor again.
Yeah, no, sir. We
All
got
right.
I'm
Okay.
hoping we're on a good basis with him.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions, comment? All right, item B sent to council. Approval of a sewer use fee agreement with St. James Parish for continued operation, maintenance, and repair of the sewer line that connects the Sugar Hill Crossing subdivision to the city of Donaldsonville sewer treatment pond. A monthly sewer use fee of $5 per resident connection shall be remitted by St. James Parish to Ascension Parish. Motion Chase, second Mr. Oliver. Any questions? Comment? Nope. Go ahead, Mr. Oliver.
Jason, if you don't mind, or administration, explain why is the $5? Don't think we're giving everyone sewage fee for $5.
It's not for the
explanation
treatment,
behind it.
it's just for the transportation. The St. James Parish pays the city of Donaldsonville for the treatment of the sewer that we deliver. The $5 is just transportation from St. James to Donaldsonville's pond. And to maintain the pipeline that it carries through. We did a $12,000 repair on it 2 years ago.
Right,
Somebody bored through it in the field.
so, I just want the council to understand that. We're not charging St. James resident $5, and we charging our residents a different price. No, it's just a
40 to 50.
transportation fee of the sewage, that's all. Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Robert?
Have we compared those prices with other prices around as far as if we could be getting more per fair market value? Because I know we've hiked up just sewer prices and we're doing sewer improvements and.
I'm sorry. That was the fee that was established in the agreement prior to the contract that they had in previous years. Recently, the property sold, and we were not collecting anything from the property owner. And this was just reinstating the fee through St. James, who will collect it and pay it to us.
Yeah, but I guess since that is what we are doing, this would be the time to assess whether or not this fee is within ballpark range of what everybody else is charging.
Yes, sir.
To transport the sewer through the parish. And I mean, that's all I would suggest. Let's see what fair market value is.
Yes, sir.
Or if we have, that would be great to know.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions, comments? All right, item be sent to council. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Approval of change order number 2 with Strickland Porter Construction LLC to remove utilities from existing storage shed and demolish storage shed, including concrete slab, remove and dispose of debris and fill in the area of removed concrete with dirt, then cover area with sod. This change will increase the contract price by $7,675 for a new contract price of $757,109. Motion Joel, second Chase. Any questions or comments? Item be sent to council. Approval of the Professional Selection Committee's recommendation to select the highest scoring respondent, All South Consulting Engineers LLC, for the RFQ for the Mississippi River Bike Trail design and to enter professional service contract. Motion Joel, second Chase. Any questions or comments? Item sent to council. Approval of contract between Ascension Parish Government and TKO Construction Solutions LLC for the Oak Grove Park renovations and improvements in the amount of $610,000. Motion, Mr. Chase. Second, Ms. Pam. Any questions? Mr. Joel.
Just idea of the scope of that work.
It is mainly the restroom that's being put in. We don't have one, and this is the same restrooms that we're using on several parks. It does include sidewalks, utilities. That's gonna wrap up that park.
So how much square footage are we looking at building?
In the building,
Or we're building and then building these bathrooms, or what?
for the restroom, it's male, female, and then a family unit. And so it's the same restroom that we're using that we put at Butch Gore. I don't know what the square footage is. I can get
But
that
it's
for you.
600?
I won't say that. I'd get messed up if I did. That's the main part of it.
No, I mean the cost.
Oh, the cost of it is $425. So $425,000 for the restroom. That's what we're budgeting for it. And then the rest of it is utilities.
And how far are we bringing the utilities?
They're coming from the main building that's across that sidewalk. So everything's gonna be stretched across that. And then this also part of
And that's being bored clearly?
I'm sorry?
Boring it clearly?
I believe we will bore,
Yeah.
yes. And that's leaves, out of the 425, that's 185,000 to get all that done. That also includes the pad and the connection for the restrooms, everything that is involved in that.
And I mean, I could be off, it just sounds kind of high. I mean, I know square footage building a brand-new building finished out, you're looking at $200 a foot. Now bathroom is clearly your higher of that.
I understand,
appreciate
I
it.
understand.
Yeah.
I do think that one of the things with these restrooms that we like is that they are engineered and built for high-use park vandalism, that type use. And that's why we went with them.
I appreciate
And it's
it.
standardizing everything, so.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one question.
Oh,
Is this the first one we building? Or we done built other one like that, you're saying?
We had one at Butch Gore, and we've got one going in at Southwood, and we have one going in at South Louisiana as well. The one at South Louisiana is right next to where the Airnasium's gonna be,
Right.
so.
And we did get more bids,
That was the lowest.
clearly.
That was the lowest. I
Okay.
think about 20, almost 30,000.
Talk about pissing money away. Appreciate it, sir.
Okay.
All right, item be sent to council. Approval of change order number 2 to the contract with Geo Services, Inc. for Prairieville Park renovations for additional funds for required soil stabilization and testing for the parking lot and infield, as well as the irrigation materials not previously covered in original design. This change order increases the contract price by $58,388.25 for a total contract amount of $1,620,164.25. Motion, Mr. Oliver, second, Mr. Joel. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I got a question.
Mr. Chase?
Let's see, Mr. Randy, so was it oversight or just something that we realized we needed to
No,
add?
it's in the parking lot and in the outfield of the baseball field that's going in. We couldn't get compaction. So
Okay.
the course of action is to take it down an additional 12 inches,
And you
bring
just had
in
to
new
keep going
fill,
down?
bring in cement, and compact it.
Gotcha. Now, these change orders get
Understood.
very old, you know, so I'm just, okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Item be sent to council. Approval of an intergovernmental agreement between Ascension Parish Government and Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development for the detour route for bridge replacement on Duval Road Project, H.015530. Approval for Parish President Clint Quimall to execute the agreement. Motion, Ms. Pam, second. Who did that? Second, Mr. Joel. Any questions? Mr. Chase?
Hey, Ms. Daniel?
Yes, sir.
Has there been any discussion of the safety widening on Duval Road?
All the DOTD plans to do is replace the bridge in kind. This is a part of their program, and that's basically all they do, is replace what is there existing.
I know Duval Road and Harris Savoy Road, I would argue, are, you know, two of our you know, more narrow,
Very tight.
less safe. So I was just curious if they had any plans or anything else outside of the bridge replacement.
Unfortunately, due to the way that this program is funded, it is only for the bridge.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, be sent to council. Approval of change order number 9, Hendrick Construction, Inc. for the PR 929 and Parker Road Roundabout Project and the Move Ascension Program. Project H.006457 for the additional work associated with lighting modifications. This change order will increase the contract value by $61,553.13 for a new total contract amount of $2,658,784.07. Mr. Chase?
I have a question for Mr. Daniel. Associated with lighting modifications, so is that something we chose to do, or is that something unforeseen during the duration of the project?
It was unforeseen during the duration of the project. This project lasted from concept to construction over a decade.
Yeah.
During that time, things change, so it could have been foreseen if the project lit closer to the design date. It did not, so we had to make some modifications for some conflicts with some existing utilities, and we're required to pay the extra there.
Gotcha. This has gotta be one of the most expensive single lane roundabouts ever. I feel like this thing's just ate our lunch for the last 4 or 5 years.
It's fairly expensive. It was a bit complicated with the pipelines in the area and the construction of the new school there. So there was a lot to work around in that area.
All right, I'll leave y'all off the hook, because the next change order is the ones I like.
Yeah, it is net negative, so
Thank you, Mr. Daniel.
thank you.
Still need to entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Chase, second, Mr. Brett. Any questions or comments?
No question on that.
On the East Bank. Be sent to council. Approval of change order number 10, Hendrick Construction, Inc. for the PR 929 and Parker Road Roundabout Project and the Move Ascension Program. Project H.006457 for reconciliation for final quantities. This change order decreases the contract value by $85,002.15 for a new total contract amount of $2,573,781.92.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Chase, second, Mr. Brett. Any questions, comments? Be sent to council. Final acceptance of the PR 929 and Parker Road Roundabout Project and the Move Ascension Program State Project H.006457, Hendrick Construction, Inc.
Motion.
Motion, Chase,
And one more question for Mr.
second, Ms.
Daniel.
Pam.
So I know, what is the timeline looking at on the north on the north side of the 929? You know, from the roundabout, up to 42. What's that timeline looking at for that improvement?
So I believe we have purchased all the right-of-way for that project. Utilities are in the process of relocating. So my hope is that we are seeing that roll into construction sometime maybe later this year, first part of next year.
Okay.
Are they gonna do that first, or the roundabout at 44 and
They're all going to be going about the same time.
about the same time?
And one more question on this particular roundabout, which I don't ever pass here during school hours, but I've received a lot of feedback. You know, there's a lot of kids obviously that live within a half a mile of the new high school, right? And a lot of them are walking to school. If memory serves me right, that north leg, right, is gonna have a sidewalk on it.
Yes, sir.
So have we thought about potentially adding sidewalks on the south side of Parker Road, you know, on the 929, if that's something that would, as a safety precaution? Because I've been told that there's, and this is strictly secondhand information, but I've been told by people in the area that they don't think they're exaggerating when they say that at any point in time, there might be 100 kids walking within those four directions towards that roundabout to get to the new high school.
Yeah, when we've done our traffic mapping out there, we have seen pedestrians. We are working on a parish-wide kind of active transportation plan. Y'all passed the master plan recently, so we are actively searching for funding. DOTD has a program that funds the pre-construction and construction of those things. We can look at that as holistically across the parish as something that we can provide. I believe that program, they don't advertise for that as regularly as the local road safety program, but those are two funding sources that we could pursue to potentially look at that expansion.
Right. I know a lot of kids walk to Dutchtown and they have the sidewalks on 73 and where the new Prairieville school is kind of, prime location for kids to walk to school. They got, a dozen neighborhoods within a quarter, half mile, and them, either walk alongside the ditch or on the side of the road. I just bring it up for something in the nearer future, kind of keep our eye on it. If you just go down one more highway, what is that?
Abby?
933, right? Yeah, like 930, like maybe the sidewalk should just go to 933 and kind of stop there because you're picking up a lot of kids right there. So just something to keep on our radar.
We can certainly pursue that. One of the things that DOT would like for us to do before we get into that program is to purchase some right-of-way. We could do some general schematics to come up with an idea of what right-of-way we would need through there, and maybe purchase it beforehand to help facilitate that process. But we can also do just some general survey and see what we actually have out there and how easy that might be.
Okay.
That north leg, are they gonna put a sidewalk on each side of 929?
I believe at this point it is only on the east side.
On the
That
east?
is what I remember.
It was twice, or both. Any other questions or comments? All right, be sent to council. Approval of amendment number 8 to extend the master contract for professional services with T. Baker Smith LLC for the LA Highway 3127 Extension Design Services to December 31st, 2025. This contract extension results in no change in the contract price.
Motion.
Motion Chase, second Mr. Oliver. Any questions or comments? Be sent to council. Approval of amendment number 4 for the CSRS LLC for engineering review agency services to extend the contract term through December 31st, 2025. The amendment only extends the term of the contract and does not affect the contract price.
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Chase. Second, Ms. Pam. Any questions or comments? Be sent to council.
Thank you.
Approval of contract between Ascension Parish Government and Cypress Roofing LLC for the removal and replacement of the roof of the Richard Brown Community Center in Gossamer, Louisiana, in the amount of $53,684.30, and to authorize parish president to execute this contract.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Jones, second, Mr. Chase. Any questions or comments? Be sent to council. Approval of contract between the Central Parish Government and ISE Incorporated for the replacement of the Muffin Monster generator at the Central Parish Jail in the amount of $110,000, and to authorize the parish president to execute this contract.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Chase, second, Mr. Oliver. Who came up with that name?
I never get tired of
Before
them.
my time, I can't
I
tell
was
you.
just curious, like whoever come up with that.
I never get tired of it.
I know the answer.
Like, it feels weird just saying it.
I know the answer.
Oh, you do?
I went to a wastewater conference, and Muffin Monster is the brand. And
Oh,
that's
that's the brand?
that's the grinder that's in that specific station. And so, yeah, when you talk about the Muffin, they have a logo, they've got branding everywhere, so it's a thing. The Muffin Monster is the brand of this device that we have in our sewer plant.
All I can think of.
I was wondering.
Yeah, but ask them where they got their company name from. I feel like we buy one of these every year, right? About, give or take.
I think this is the generator for it.
This is the generator
okay.
to power it. We've been having several issues with it.
Okay.
Any other serious questions or comments? Item be sent to council. Approval of a contract between the Central Parish Government and Delcon LLC for the Central Parish Government parish-wide electrical services in the amount of $250,000.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Chase. Second, Ms. Pam. Any questions or comments? Sent to council. Approval of contracts between the Central Parish Government, Superior Plumbing, and Delcon LLC for the Central Parish Government parish-wide plumbing services not to exceed a total of $250,000.
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Chase. Second, Ms. Pam. Any questions or comments? Be sent to council. The contract report was emailed to the committee members ahead of the meeting. If they have any questions submitted, it should have been answered before the meeting. If there are any further questions, they contact legal or finance. Monthly report of new positions added to the Central Parish Government Classification Plan in the month of June 2025. No new positions added. And you could always go on the centralparish.net and look up the finance for the open finance. Motion to adjourn by Ms. Pam and second by Mr. Chase. Thank y'all.